I'd like to start by asking just what your experience kind of is with lightning up there at the Grand Canyon.
So my experience with lightning in the park, we get a lot of it, especially during monsoon. Very, very frequent. And even when it's not our visitors directly being impacted by it, it's the cause of a lot of wildland fire starts here in the park.
Well, the next question I wanted to ask, which you kind of already answered, is really how often is lightning a concern up there at the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. Well, during monsoon season, all day, I've been told that about 10% of the trees along the actual rim of the canyon have been struck by lightning, some even being struck multiple times.
Great point. And that's one of the lightning myths that we like to demystify, is that a lot of people think lightning won't strike the same place twice. And it really just has to do with where there's charge built up on the ground. And if there's enough charge in an area, there's nothing to stop the strike. So absolutely, lightning can strike the same place twice. I'm going to ask you about visitors in particular, and really if people have been struck by lightning at the Grand Canyon, or if you have any experience with that up there.
Yeah. So I only have the one instance that I have been directly involved in. We were called for someone possibly struck by lightning. When we got on scene, there were bystanders who were performing CPR on the individual, and he had been shocked once with an AED. And the bystander CPR is truly what saved him. We were able to move him safely to a location where we could do some more medical interventions on him, and ultimately he got flown by medical helicopter to a burn center in Las Vegas, if I recall. One of the more popular things, we get a lot of photographers here in the park, and one of the things we're really trying to capture are those cloud to ground strikes. And on any given day during monsoons, then you'll see people with tripods set up all along the rim trying to capture those photos. And I don't think they fully appreciate just how at risk they are for being struck themselves.
There's another myth that we like to demystify is when someone is struck by lightning, and maybe you could speak to this, is it safe to start performing rescue operations on that person?
Oh, 100% safe. So the best thing you can do, it's safe to use your cell phone. So call 911, get trained rescuers on the way. In the event you're worried about more potential of lightning, or be it just the weather itself being so bad, move that person, if safe to do so, to someplace indoors. The only time you wouldn't want to move them would be if there's like obvious signs of broken bones or obvious bleeding. That's when you would want to leave them in place. But it's perfectly safe to be able to start performing just basic first aid on them. And if trained and they don't have a pulse, start CPR and find an AED if you can.
The bottom line to lightning safety is that no place is safe outdoors when thunderstorms are in the area. If you can hear thunder, lightning is close enough to strike you. Head indoors and wait 30 minutes to return outside after the last sound of thunder. Should you find yourself stuck outside in a thunderstorm, here are actions you can take to reduce the risk of getting struck by lightning. By far, the best thing you can do is know before you go. Check your local forecast at weather.gov.